All right, welcome back. Our next guest is Program Director for JustFix.nyc. And she's here today to join us to talk about this wonderful platform. We welcome Analisa Freitas. Welcome, welcome.
Hi, thank you so much.
Analisa Freitas, welcome to the show. Yes.
Thank you so much.
So you're doing some great things in our community, and we want to know more about it. That's what this platform is all about. Of course,
awesome.
You are driven by the belief that all New York City residents deserve a dignified tenancy with access to legal representation, social services, and opportunities to organize while navigating the complex and currently inequitable world of housing.
Absolutely. JustFix.nyc. So that is absolutely our goal, our mission, our vision. We're a pretty young org. We were founded back in 2015, and we're a nonprofit organization, but we're a little distinct because we kind of sit at the intersection of housing rights, housing justice, technology, data, and design, as well as all of the work that you had just mentioned, organizing campaigns, making sure that tenant issues are first and forefront. So our co-founders had built our org just to make sure that we could find ways to use technology to actually open up pathways to justice for tenants.
Analisa, who are these co-founders?
Our co-founders are Ashley Trenny, Dan Cass, and George Clement, and they all went through a fellowship that was based in Brooklyn, New York, and it was through the Robin Hood Foundation program.
Tell us about your support systems and the resources that you use to keep our tenants in their homes and in our communities.
Absolutely. So the kind of interesting moment that we're in, for lack of a better word, devastating, also lots of opportunities to figure out how to make sure that people are staying supported and connected during the pandemic. It's been really interesting to have our org step up in this time. We have developed a suite of 5 tools. All are free, all are accessible at our website, www.justfix.nyc.
Yeah, and we'll get that again toward the end. We'll have you say that again. Yeah.
Okay, great. All of our tools that we have, again, can be accessed on any device that accesses the internet. So this means that tenants can actually stay at their home if they're able to, or they can find any other device or neighbor, a friend, a family member as well, that can help them use our tools. That means they don't have to go to the courthouse. They don't have to go visit another office, an agency. They can just simply be wherever they choose and wherever they're able to feel safe, and use the internet to access any of their housing rights and put them into practice even during this time.
Analisa, talk about some of those tools that you mentioned.
Sure thing. So our 5 tools are helping tenants do things like get their rent history if they live in a rent stabilized unit. It helps them research their landlord and the other buildings that their landlord owns, as well as send a letter of complaint. This would be something that they would send to their landlord if they are facing a lot of repairs issues in their apartment or in their building. We also have a tool that, again, before the pandemic hit and the eviction moratorium was in place, would help any tenant that received an eviction notice to find free legal services and hopefully get matched with an attorney if they had the right under the Right to Counsel program. That has actually been a really, really critical tool to make sure that tenants have representation, so that they can stay in their homes, as you mentioned. And most recently, with the pandemic, we launched a tool called the Emergency HP Action. And really what that means is that it helps a tenant sue their landlord in housing court. HP stands for housing part. It's just a section in the courthouse. And this tool will allow you to still take your landlord to court for repairs or for harassment that the tenant is facing from the landlord. And this, again, can still happen completely online, completely virtually. The tenant never actually has to go into a dangerous or perhaps unsanitary even courthouse, or if perhaps they are just not able to get to the courthouse financially, physically, or otherwise, they can simply use our tool, the HP Action, and go ahead and start the process to sue their landlord.
Yeah, and you know the deadline is here for the COVID rent relief application. Are
Right.
you guys working with the tenants on that?
That's definitely something that we disseminate information about. We don't have a tool that's directly to that. We do work hand in hand with a lot of tenant organizing organizations, tenant providers such as tenant attorneys, as well as some of the campaigns and coalitions such
Yeah.
as the Right to Counsel and Housing Justice for All. And we really lean on those partners to help us determine where and how we can be of service. They are the folks that really helped us get to the suite of tools that we have today.
There you go. What do you want people to know about the work that you guys are doing?
Right now, as I mentioned, what we know is that in New York City, there's about 135,000 buildings that actually are have been officially notified that they have housing violations in those properties. And what that means is that about 1 in 5 families in New York are living in an apartment or in a building that has at least one violation, but often many, many more. But actually, tenants do not have to. They don't have to stand for that. They don't have to wait for any of the relief, and they absolutely should not have to. So what we do is really try to put the tools in hands of tenants so they can uphold their own rights, regardless of whether or not there's a pandemic, regardless of whether or not that they have an attorney or can afford one, or even if they're connected to a social service provider. Our goal is really to make sure that we are covering the niche in all angles. Any places where tenants may not have services otherwise, they can use our free tools.
Yeah, that's great. And where can we go to find more about that?
You can find any of our tools 24/7 online, www.JustFix.nyc. Our tools are never closed. They're always open. You can do it when you get off of work. You can do it on the weekend. All you have to do is enter your address into our search bar. And we will pull up a customized set of the tools that we think are the best fit for what's going on in your building and in your apartment.
And right there, you can get all the information that you need. All the tools are right there in the toolbox of that website. The website, one more time, is?
It is www.JustFix.nyc.
JustFix.nyc. Analisa Freitas, thank you so much. She's the program director, JustFix.nyc. We appreciate you. Thank you for all that you're doing.
Thank you so much. We really appreciate the opportunity to share this information.
We need you guys. Thank you for your service, and stay safe. God bless.
You as well. Take care.
All right. We'll take a break. I've got more next.